All right. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome back. It's me again. So thank you very much for staying till so late, till the last section. All right. I'm gonna show. Okay. So this section is about class video observation and feedback. Basically, we're gonna do review. This is actually a review session, and we're gonna talk about what we have learned so far in this workshop, and we're gonna watch some videos, and we're gonna apply what we have learned from this workshop to analyzing these videos, these class videos. Okay. All right. So as I promised in the morning, I mentioned McGurk effect. Remember this one? So I'll show you. So if you were not here this morning, I mentioned that actually learning a language is actually bodily based. Okay, it's related to your body. It's not only about your brain, it's also about your body. And then we learn to pronounce a word or learn to comprehend others by listening and also by seeing. So now I'm going to play a video, and you have to listen and watch, okay, very carefully. And then you tell me what sounds you hear, okay? Okay, so I'll play it again. Okay, so you have to watch the video. Okay, you have to stare at the man. Okay, and tell me what sounds you hear. Okay, so how many of you heard Baba? Raise your hand. Baba. No. Oh, how many of you heard? You heard Baba? I looked away. Oh, all right then. Yeah. I was looking at him. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. How many of you heard Dada? Dada. Okay. Many of you. Okay. How many of you heard Gaga? Gaga. Okay, hands down. All right. So close your eyes. Close your eyes. All right. I'm gonna play the same video again. All right. So how many of you heard Gaga this time? Gaga this time. Dada, Baba. Every one of you. Okay. So it's the same video. It's called the McGurk effect. Because the man is actually doing, as I said in the morning, the ga gesture. So we see him moving his mouth, okay? And then we think, well, he's producing gaga, all right? So in theory, we should have heard like dada. So some of you heard dada, but I have played this video to many Taiwanese people, both junior high school students, senior high school students, college students, and teachers. Most of them said they heard gaga. So it means that actually our eyes are more dominant, are stronger actually than our ears, right? Especially for Taiwanese people, because we love to read subtitles. So the visual input is actually stronger than the auditory input. But anyway, so that means actually learning language is not only about hearing. That's just not about words, grammar. It's also about body. We're always sensing. We're always using our body, our whole body actually, to learn and sense the language. That's the main message here. Okay, as I mentioned. All right. So as I said, this is a preview session, so I want you to do this, okay? So, wait a minute, I have to open it up. So you can go to, take out your device, you can go to www.menti.com, menty.com, and I'll give you the code, okay? Okay, this is actually a very interesting website, and then you can actually use it in your class or when you're giving a speech. So you go to www.menti.com and use this code. You type in this code, 6807554. Okay? And then you will get to a web page on which you can type in some words. Okay? So you can try to type in some words, and then that will be shown on the screen, and then it will form some word cloud. Okay? A word cloud. So try it, it's free, so don't worry. So go to menti.com, www.menti.com, and use the code 6807554. Okay? Think about it. What do you still remember from our talks? We have so many talks today, many inspiring speakers, very impressive speakers. and then tell me what do you remember, okay? And then we're gonna show you the results. I'm gonna show you the results, okay? So go to this website and use the code, okay? It's free, totally free, don't worry. You don't have to pay for it. Okay, so, right. I'll give you 1 minute. Yeah, see, we're having some fun here. All right, so I'll show you the cloud later. So yeah, you can take a look at the program or the agenda or the handouts, etc. Okay. Okay, so if you're still typing some words, you can take a look at the screen. We'll have EMI, we have question, we have teacher group, flipped classroom, very good, learning and teaching, be confident, instruction, preview, interact with students, etc. Okay, so you can keep typing in your answers. Okay, so basically that's what we have. We talked about EMI in the first talk. We talked about some common expressions. And in the second talk, Professor Johansson talked about how can you be confident, how can you control the room, do the crowd, and also how you can be you have to be humorous, right? Humor is important. Also, you can sing a song to your student or ask questions. But asking questions seems to be the theme throughout this workshop, right? So almost every teacher in this workshop mentions questions. So that's a very important. Yeah, probably we should have a talk about how to ask questions probably in the future. That's important. Okay. Yeah. All right. I will copy and paste this word cloud onto my PowerPoint, upload it to our website, and then you can take a look at the word cloud and then sort of do some review. Okay. And then in Professor Kong's talk, he talked about his experience of doing a flipped classroom. How can you fail a flipped classroom? What you should and should not do. And then in the panel discussion, we also get to know how people do EMI in different contexts, right? All right. And then in this we're gonna talk about in this section we're gonna watch more videos and then yeah, and also someone mentioned academic formulas list. That's great for my talk. Thank you very much, no matter who you are. Okay, so yeah, all right. So that would be it. So another way to sort of to wrap up this talk or this workshop is by again this picture. Remember, so we start from. This one, we start from instructional language and go to presentation, pedagogical skill, asking questions, and then we talk about course design implementation. And then this section, we're gonna go back to these two. Okay, so if you think that you're gonna forget what you learned in this workshop, this may be a good way to remember it. Okay, all right. So observation form. Now, I hope everyone did get the handout, so you should get the handout for this section. It's a one-page handout, so its title is Class Video Observation and Feedback, and then there are a few questions. So we're gonna watch a few videos, and then the feedback form or the observation form is basically this. Okay, so what do you see in video and like 1 to 3? And then is there anything that you can learn from this lecture? Is there anything in the teacher's lecture that can be improved? And then again, as we talked about language use, presentation skills, and course implementation, you can comment on the video in terms of these 3 aspects. Okay? And also remember Professor Johansson mentioned that he loved to watch other people teach and then learn some skills from their teaching. So this is also how you can do it, okay? Basically, you can watch. There are a lot of videos available online. You can go to those. You can watch those lectures and pay attention to these parts, okay? All right. So now let's watch the videos. Great. I'm gonna play the first video. It's actually done by a native speaker of English, teaching in the United States in University of Michigan. Although that's not strictly speaking EMI, but it's still worth watching, okay? Okay, so the speaker's name is Professor Rosenthal, and she's gonna talk about the healthcare system in the United States. Okay, she's a native speaker of English, and she was teaching in the United States. But I think her lecture is quite clear, I would say. We can all learn something from it. Okay, we're gonna watch part of the talk. Okay, so these are the things that she wrote on the blackboard, but because the video you cannot see those things in the video. So this it's actually from a textbook. Okay, about academic speaking and listening. So this is a very good material. So if you're interested, if you're an English teacher, we can talk about it later. Okay, this is a very good material. It's authentic. Okay, so I'll stop it here. Okay, so there are actually a lot of things that we can talk about, but now I want you to do a few things. Okay, since this is an observation session, so before you find a partner, so write down something that you have observed. Okay, take some notes. Okay, take some notes you have noticed. Good things, bad things, strengths, weaknesses. Your feeling, do you like the speech, do you like the lecture, do you like the speaker, etc. Okay? All right, and after you did that, please find a partner, find someone that you can talk to, compare your notes, okay? And then please share your comments, okay? Your findings, your observations, okay? I'll give you 1 minute, okay? I'll give you 1 minute first. And then we'll see if there is any volunteer. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Have fun, okay? Talk among yourselves, have fun, take notes, compare your notes, okay? You can try to use some of the concepts or keywords that we mentioned in this workshop to analyze this video, okay? Okay, so, all right. It seems that everyone's having a good time, good. So, any volunteer, any keywords or your comments about this. So Boji, I heard you talking. So can you give me some adjectives or some of the observations or comments? Everything is fine actually. Yeah. Thank you very much. So I totally agree with you. So she's very calm. She's very clear, and then she's quite slow and. In terms of a native speaker, and also she uses a lot of phrases that in other words. She paraphrases actually, right? Diverse, what does diverse mean? Heterogeneous, and what does heterogeneous mean? So she actually paraphrases, although she is a native speaker of English teaching in America, she still paraphrases, all right? So paraphrasing is important, and also she chunks. I don't know if you notice it or not. She chunks a lot. That's why she's slow, a bit slow, sounds a bit slow, because she chunks a lot, right? So yeah, that's great. So any other observations? Like if you really have to point out one thing that she can work on, what would you say? All right. By the way, the video was shot in 1998, so. They had no choice. So they had no choice. But yeah.
So there's an 8 different preference.
Yeah. But sometimes I think PowerPoint is too easy. And we use PowerPoint so much. They're getting used to it. They're too used to it, and then they don't really find it interesting or different. And then I don't know. But yeah. Any other comments I want to make about her speech? So that's as Bridget said, she actually uses a lot of skills or language chunks that we talked about in the morning sessions. Although it's not a flipped classroom, she also tries to interact with the students. Although it's a lecture class, she lets you or makes you feel that she's talking to you, basically. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna play another video, and the next video is actually shot in Korea, and the film was made to to support EMI classes, like in EMI education. Okay, so it may not be real. It's actually not real, but so they can point out more problems actually, I believe. Okay, so I'm gonna play it to you. So I think it's an anatomy or a biology class. Okay, this is actually quite good, although it's not real. it looks real. And also, all right, I'll let you talk, and you can write down your thoughts and your observations. There's a lot to talk about for this video. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, take some notes. Share your notes with your partners. Okay, so what problems did you find in this video? Okay, so yeah, go ahead. 2 minutes. Okay, it's about time. So any comments, observations? We talked about questions a lot, right? We talked about questions a lot. Yeah, you want to say something? Yeah. So remember, I said lectures are actually more like conversations, right? But what she does is she just reads the text, or she just memorizes the text. Probably, I don't know. Yeah. So you should talk to your students. Okay. Any other observations? I think there's. So as I mentioned, she actually used questions. Right? So what's wrong about that? She actually used questions. Hey, you want to say something? You can go. Yeah.
We asked the question, but I have no time for them to think.
Yeah, thank you very much. So actually many speakers today also mentioned this, right? Wait time. Remember, you should give the students some time to think. They should have time. They should even have time for discussion, probably. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. So any other? Yeah, Aaron. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So a few things. Like remember the curse of knowledge. I mentioned in the morning that the curse of knowledge. We're all experts of our subject that we teach. So in this video, the teacher actually used jargon words to answer the students' question. And the reason why a student asks questions is because they don't understand you, and you use even more difficult words or more difficult concepts to answer their questions. So that's a big problem. And also visual aids, remember? You have some other resources, visual aids, translanguaging, gestures, etc. You don't just have language, you can also use other things to sort of support your teaching, or scaffolding. We didn't talk about this, but scaffolding, give your students a scaffold. Okay? All right, very good. So any other final comments? If not, I will come to the last video because, yeah, I will come to the last video, and that video was shot in NTUST. And I want to express our deepest gratitude to Professor Chan for sharing her teaching video, and we're gonna watch her video, and we're gonna watch. I think she's a very experienced teacher, and she shows many teaching skills actually in the video. Okay, we're gonna watch it together, and then yeah, all right. So we'll talk about it. Okay, I'll stop it here. Actually, Professor Chen has demonstrated a lot of teaching skills in this video. So again, I'll give you 1 minute. I know it's a bit embarrassing to talk about someone's teaching video, but yeah, we can give some feedback as well, okay? So some constructive feedback or some praises, probably compliments. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute. This is our last video, so please write down some notes and talk to your partners, okay? Okay, so any comments? Any fun comments? I think she has demonstrated a lot of teaching skills actually, very different from the Korean example that we just watched. Any comments? Okay, thank you very much. So repetition, remember I mentioned repetition, and also gestures, and also remember the comprehension check. You know the word something, right? And then confirmation check, and students can interact with you, and her students did interact with her, and that's a very good chemistry there. Okay, and one more comments. Anyone? One more person? Any comments? I see some people nodding in the back. Yeah. Can you share any other observations with us? Okay, thank you very much. All right. So any final comments? If not, or Professor Chen, would you like to say something?
So sweet.
All right. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I hope we have brought to you some useful information, and you did learn something from this workshop. I think I had a very good time, and I hope you too. Okay, so that's it. I think I'll show my last slide. Oh, okay, so last slide. Okay, so thank you for coming and enjoying the new semester. All right, thank you very much.